The garden. Life's an everyday adventure. That's my philosophy. It was a fine Saturday morning, and my father and I were deeply engaged in our books. Suddenly, there was a strange noise, like hard rain hitting the window. My father and I looked curiously at each other, then to the noisy window. We jumped up and looked out the window. The source of the noise was readily apparent. "Ha," my father said. "There goes that dog again." Our sweet, four-legged friend had a problem. He loved to dig holes. By the time we got outside, our dog had already dug 12 perfectly organized holes. My father scolded him, but both of us had a difficult time holding back smiles. It was pretty funny. Our dog looked so proud, all covered in dirt. My father and I thought for a minute about what to do with our yard full of holes. My father suggested filling them in, but my toes began to tingle in my moccasins. I immediately knew exactly what to do with the holes. "Father," I said with a little plea in my voice, "let's not fill the holes with just dirt. Let's plant the garden we've always talked about." "Great idea, Molly." Without wasting another second, we hopped in the car and drove straight to the garden shop. "I've always wanted to plant a garden with you, Miss Molly, but I never knew what kind of garden to grow," my father said as we parked. "Well, Mr. Father," I said with a smile, "why don't we try different kinds of things so we can see what we enjoy growing?" We found the garden shop owner, Mr. Plant, a lucky name for him, and he peppered us with questions. "Well, what kind of soil do you have? What kind of light will your garden have? Would you like to plant annuals or perennials? Would you like flowers, herbs, or vegetables?" My father and I looked at each other in amazement. Well, I really don't know," my father answered as he scratched his head. "Me either," I said, equally unsure. Mr. Plant laughed and said, "Gardening newbies, huh? Not to worry." He took us around the shop and began to explain things, step by step. "Let's start with your 12 holes. Do you know what kind of soil you have?" asked Mr. Plant. I piped in and answered, "Yes, we have very fine backyard dirt." My father and Mr. Plant laughed. "Actually, we have rather dry and crumbly earth," my father explained. "Okay, good start. That kind of soil will require a special fertilizer," Mr. Plant said as he loaded a huge bag of soil. The next step was to know the level of sunlight in our future garden. Father explained that an enormous old oak tree covered much of the yard. "Okay, then, we're dealing with partial sunlight," said Mr. Plant. Next, Mr. Plant asked if we were keen on planting every year or just this one time. We decided we would like to try both kinds of plants. "Here's the big question. Flowers, herbs, or vegetables?" Mr. Plant asked with excitement. "May we try them all, Father?" "Absolutely," my father replied with a great big smile. Mr. Plant selected a variety of flower, herb, and vegetable plants and carefully placed everything in our car trunk. We were beaming with pride. We were now officially gardeners. My father and I worked the rest of the afternoon spreading dirt and fertilizer, planting our fine garden, and watering. We were exhausted. My mother kindly noticed our tired state and brought us glasses of homemade lemonade. Delicious! Some time ago, I heard the saying, "Turn lemons into lemonade." Well, that is just what we did today. We made a lovely garden out of the unexpected holes our dog dug. Molly Moccasins, everyday adventurer.